Hello, so dollar yen update. So in the previous video analysis, we were expecting 1 hour time frame correction to break down and continue to keep pushing more lower, guys. So that broke out, but price again went slightly into a bigger correction. So first of all, if I'm gonna pull out the inflation chart again on it, all right. So inflation, U.S. inflation is very, very important, specifically for the dollar, specifically against the yen, as we know that the policy divergence gap has widened between the Bank of Japan and the Fed. So inflation peaked out over there. Dollar went after the inflation. Inflation is dropping. Dollar yen also started to follow the inflation. Now we can see that Fed may not raise the interest rate in July, as the probabilities has risen significantly to more than 90% that the Fed gonna raise for another time with 25 basis point in July. So if that gonna happen, that might be a last hike for this hiking cycle from the Fed. Okay, so market, simply dollar started to price in for rate cuts. So we can see that the inflation is falling, running at 2.97% headline numbers, and core is still high, but dollar started to price in for that lower inflation and maybe a rate cut at the end of this year. So as long as inflation keeps falling, dollar is setting up for a drop against the yen. All right, so that policy divergence gap may shrink over time. So if I'm going to look at the lower time frame on 1 hour time frame chart, so 1 hour correction is just simply started to appear over there after having breakout yesterday. So we got a breakout. Okay, price went lower but didn't continue for aggressive downside and simply went into another 1 hour time frame correction. Now correction is just simply getting bigger. Okay, there is a chance that the price still can push more higher and can test that 1 hour time frame moving averages. So you're simply looking, first of all, for short-term analysis, you're looking for price to hold these areas. Okay, price not to go above that, hold these areas and break down aggressively and continue to keep pushing more lower. Close the weekend aggressively lower. Okay, breakout and continue to keep pushing more lower. So if it doesn't, all right, so if it doesn't break out and slightly get like this, okay, and push more higher for another ABC kind of move, you're looking for this 4 hour time frame, a 1 hour time frame moving averages to hold. First of all, moving average to come here and price to hold that and break out to the downside. So if we don't see any price action over there, okay, at this previous low, and price start and correction start to get bigger on 1 hour time frame, I'm not anticipating, but in case, okay, in case if dollar yen gets a bigger 4 hour time frame correction, okay, still we're going to look for a breakout and continue to keep pushing more lower. The reason is very much simple. Why we're expecting dollar to drop against the yen is the drop in the inflation. Okay, as long as US inflation keeps falling, there is no reason for the dollar to stay strong. All right, so this might be a cyclical drop on the dollar, specifically against the yen for longer term. Okay, so reason might be a policy change from the Fed, maybe end of this year, that can cause the dollar to continue to keep dragging more lower. So as we can see that the PPI number close to zero, CPI headline numbers, fall below 3%, and core inflation is still close to 5. Okay, so in next couple of months we may see significant drop in the inflation, as we can see that the rates are very, very high. So that change, so interest rate cut might drop dollar to may drop dollar for longer term to the downside. So if I'm gonna go to the bigger time frame, dollar yen came from that place. Okay, it started to rise from 103. You can see over there. So that move, the inflationary move, came from there, started from there and went all the way up to 151. So we have seen intervention over there from Bank of Japan, and the Ministry of Finance wasn't happy over there at 145. So policy change may drive the dollar yen all the way up to this low or even lower than that. This is a longer term perspective. As we may see policy gap shrink over time, that can drive the dollar lower. Okay, so any correction which you're gonna see over there on lower time frame, you are looking those corrections to break out and continue to keep pushing more lower. First of all, you're looking for short-term trades. Okay, so short-term trades means target within these areas. All right, within these areas, and if breakout going to be aggressive like these kind of trades, you're looking short-term trades. And once price keep falling very aggressively, you're looking for that to continue to keep pushing more lower. Make sure you use proper stop loss over there for these short-term trades. All right, so thank you. We'll see you back again in another setup. Until then, bye.